Hey, dude, let's move on to Carmella versus Charlotte. A lot of people didn't like this match. And I'm not going to say it was a technical wonder because it wasn't. But there was just things about Carmella. She was just screaming, and I got to, because she was just, her character is very interesting. And when she was getting heat on Charlotte, and I like Charlotte better as a heel, but she's a wonderful babyface, and she's a damn good worker, and she's only really going to get better. And Carmella is not quite in the same league with her by any stretch. But the way the match was structured, just Carmella's aggressive nature, some of the punches or strikes or claws or slaps, whatever you'd call them, just some of the beatdowns she was putting on Charlotte, I became so entertained by it. I said, man, she's really, giving her hell. And as a heel, that's what you want your heel to do. So I thought, yeah, it wasn't the smoothest match I'd ever seen. The finish was effective. I mean, it was interesting and effective. And obviously Charlotte is the more talented performer. But just due to the character work that Carmella did, I don't think anybody give this thing, if you want to rate it, it's not going to be an all-time classic by any stretch. No. But I liked what Carmella did so much, just as far as working from a character standpoint and her aggressive nature, and she's over the top with her mannerisms. I enjoyed the match.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it as much as you did. I thought I'm that's not even disagreeing with what you liked about it, but I saw more the clunkiness, and that took me out of it. I really did like Carmella. Just being so obnoxious and right. Abrasive. And like, even when she was just like, she's punching Charlotte at one point, and then Charlotte rolls over and gives up her back, to get relief from the punches. And Carmella just like has more in her. So she starts kind of slapping her. It doesn't even hurt. It's just adding, almost literally adding insult to injury at that point.
Right.
And anytime she was in control, you just resented it, and that's not something everybody has. And I think that's something to build on. But I just thought that this had more negatives in terms of the flow of the match. I thought they needlessly went to pretty long chin lock in the middle of the match where Carmella did a little too much talking. I didn't think Charlotte's comeback had the punch to it and the pace to it that I think worked the crowd into a frenzy. There was something about the pace of the comeback that I think left the crowd sitting, and the crowd was sitting. They weren't reacting to it. And I think if they had a better match and paced it a little better, even if it meant it was a little shorter, I think they would have had the crowd more. So I wasn't in the same place you were. I was hoping for more, and it was kind of on the low, but I wasn't like thinking it's going to be awful, but I was hoping for more, and it kind of was on the lower end of what I feared in terms of some of the drawbacks.
Well, because I'd never seen Carmella work too many matches at all, because I DVR the show, you watch every show, and so I watched this match, and obviously, they did what she could do, and Charlotte is a much more accomplished hand, and Jesus Christ, that match at WrestleMania 34 with Asuka was just off the charts, in my opinion, and one of her best outings, and it was very physical, very intense. This was in a whole different light. And I guess it's not even the match that I'm talking about is probably playing to Carmella's strengths as a character that won me over. So and like I said when I first started, it wasn't a technical wonder by any stretch. And Charlotte, for Carmella to get the win over Charlotte, it's going to be interesting to see how long they keep that belt on her, because you got away with one. But, I don't see, me personally, and this is with respect to Carmella because I love her character, but I don't see her as being the champion for very long due to the limited work.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think everybody was kind of stunned by Charlotte ending Asuka's streak and then doing a clean job, of all people, to Carmella, who won the belt on a Money in the Bank, kind of fluke technicality, and hadn't worked singles matches in a while, and didn't have that credible foundation of, well, she's someone who Charlotte should take seriously. So for her to win, and to me, it's a clean win. If you go for a moonsault and you land on your knee and tweak it, and your opponent rolls you up, that's a clein win. Like, you moved out of the way of a move. There's no asterisk there. Carmella beat Charlotte clean. So I thought, if you're going to end the streak and build up presumably Charlotte for a match with Rousey someday. Having her lose in under 10 minutes to Carmella coming off the Asuka win, it's puzzling. I'm not quite sure what to think of it.
I agree with you on that. I wasn't looking at the bigger picture. I was looking strictly at this match, but I agree with you 100% on that, because when you have a ball buster like she did with Asuka, and that was a damn good match, and it was so physical, so intense, and then she goes down clean. I mean, she goes for the gimmick, was moonsault, whatever it was. Crimps her knee, boom, roll up, 1, 2, 3. Did the win really hurt Charlotte? No, not in today's landscape and the way it happened. But if you did that to her again, yeah, it would. Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. Man, this was a little bit clunky. If you thought that the Charlotte Carmella match was clunky, this was clunkier than that. And I like both ladies, but the match didn't work at any level for me.
The challenge they had here, I want to establish early on, they booked themselves into this, but you have a really small at a core level, the hardcore fans, a heel who fans like, because Bliss is showing who she is in pretty prominent social media and interviews, is really nice person who the fans relate to, and they have her being the undersized bully against Nia Jax, who's also, by the way, shown herself to be really nice and likable on social media. And so you have wrestlers who, storyline wise, Bliss is the bully who's making jokes at Jax's expense about her weight and her eating habits, and being a hypocrite. And she's delightful in making her case, but also nasty. That's just the way she is. So then she's the biggest size differential on this entire roster is Bliss and Jax, but you have Jax as the babyface and Bliss as a heel. That's a huge challenge. I thought, given that challenge, that there were that they did a decent but not great job having it be explained why Bliss was able to get the advantages, that really the roles should be reversed. The size difference, it's so hard to tell that story when, I think it's probably a 2-to-1 weight ratio here in size ratio. I wrote that it had its clunky moments, but it didn't take completely away from the match, because I expected a little more clunkiness because of the size difference compared to Carmella Charlotte.
I would have started off House of Fire, Nia Jax in total control and almost getting wins several times. But Alexa, due to her resilience and the fact that she's a scrapper and a former champion, is able to always kick out. And then, have Nia do something or Alexa do something underhanded to get on top. But just, the couple times when she was on her back and, going for the sleeper, she kept getting tossed around. The timing on those bills, she wasn't really getting up under enough and kind of rushing the throws, and there wasn't crisp landings. Just not great. All of a sudden there's that interview after the match is over, and Alexa Bliss, is kind of down there on the apron. She's got this look on her face. She just lost, and now Nia's a champion, and she goes on the anti-bullying speech, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. That seemed kind of awkward for me right there.
Oh, that was really awkward. Oh, yeah. To end with, be a star. This is me. You be who you are. Be a star. Remember, in the end, a bully always gets their ass kicked. I can imagine that on a poster in school.
But that's not always the case.
No. But it's like the wording of it. You're trying to be all like, I sort of feel like she improvised that line, and so I hate to be critical of things sounding really scripted. Maybe it was scripted. I don't know, but it came across like a corporate after-school special. I wanted the little rainbow and the stars, like NBC. Now you know. Afterwards, yeah, it was corny, and she didn't deliver it well. But the story of this match was, you're not alone. It's okay to be different. Don't be ordinary. Be extraordinary. I like that message, and I think it's good.
Oh, it's a great message, but is that the time and the place for that message?
I don't think so.
Exactly. This is about pro wrestling. She just won her first championship, and they put on the soapbox. And it's like, hey, man, if you're going to say anything, be short-winded. Talk about the win, how gratifying it was, and God dang it, she brought out the best in you, but you're the champ now, and you're going to stay the champ for a long time. Bam, leave them on a high, get out.
This is the type of feud, too. If they're going to continue it, you can build up. Let's see what Nia Jax has to say about the win afterwards. And we'll run a correction on you, Steve. Nia went in defending champion.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, it doesn't really change what you're saying, but she should still talk about overcoming the bully who's been antagonizing her, who she used to trust and was saying bad, mean things about her behind the scenes and all that. There was a moment, but yeah, you can they didn't have anything with them on Raw. So just put that on Raw and put it in a circumstance that maybe is more suitable for that moment. But yeah.
Thanks for correcting me, because I was so used to seeing her walk to that ring with that belt around her waist, I assumed she was still the champion. But I stand corrected. Thank you for that. But, Nia Jax, I think she still has loads of potential. Alexa Bliss is only going to get better. She's already very good as it is, so both women I think are going to go on from this or continue from this feud and have badass matches. But this time, I just think the formula wasn't that great. But they're both better performers than they delivered on this particular night in the squared circle.
And they put them in a tough spot. I mean, they really did. I mean, the size difference is a huge challenge in this